Caitlin Clark's golf debut just made me so upset with the WNBA. It is the fault of the WNBA because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day. There was so much buzz online, she was trending on Twitter, all of the things, and the LPGA was promoting the crap out of this event.
The WNBA just made a $100 million mistake. That's how much buzz they missed out on by ignoring Caitlin Clark's golf adventure. The LPGA saw an opportunity and ran with it, creating a social media storm that had everyone talking. Meanwhile, the WNBA was MIA. No posts, no tweets, nothing. It's like they forgot they have the next big thing in women's sports on their roster. Want to know how this epic fail went down and what it means for the future of women's basketball? Keep watching. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Picture this. Caitlin Clark, basketball superstar on a golf course. Sounds wild, right? But that's exactly what the LPGA pulled off. And it was genius. The LPGA saw something nobody else did. They invited Caitlin to a Pro-Am event. At first, it wasn't even going to be on TV. But then something crazy happened. Fans went nuts. They were begging to see Caitlin swing a golf club. And you know what? The LPGA listened. They didn't just put the event on TV. They paired Caitlin with Nelly, the world's top golfer. That's like putting LeBron James and Tom Brady on the same team. It was insane.
Also did something really smart by pairing her up with their currently #1 golfer in the world. And her name is Nelly. So there are photos of Caitlin and Nelly literally everywhere, who is currently leading the sport and pushing the sport ahead. If they put her next to Caitlin for the entire event, that's just great. It's great for Nelly and it's great for everyone else she has done for women's sports and basketball. And to have her at our golf tournament, I mean, I'm like in awe. I've got a basketball and hoping she signs it for my girls.
Social media blew up. Caitlin was trending everywhere, and it wasn't even basketball season. People who never watched golf in their lives were suddenly tuning in, all because of a basketball player on a golf course. You know what's even crazier? The LPGA turned a simple invite into a marketing slam dunk. They didn't just promote their event, they created a whole new audience. People who came for Caitlin stayed for the golf. That's how you grow a sport. But here's where it gets really interesting. The LPGA didn't just benefit themselves, they showed Caitlin in a whole new light. They proved she's not just a basketball player. She's a star, period. And they did it without a single dribble or three-pointer. This wasn't just good marketing. It was brilliant. The LPGA saw an opportunity and ran with it. They didn't overthink it. They didn't worry about tradition. They just made it happen. And the results? Massive buzz, new fans, more eyes on women's golf. All because they weren't afraid to try something different. They took a risk, and it paid off big time. But you know what's even more interesting? How this compares to what the WNBA did. Or should I say, what they didn't do. Let's talk about that. You'd think the WNBA would be all over this Caitlin Clark golf moment, right? Wrong. Their silence was deafening, and fans noticed. But here's the kicker. It wasn't just a missed tweet. We're talking about a blunder so big it makes airballs look good.
Didn't want to put her on MVP ladders, didn't want to put her as Rookie of the Year until it was so evident that they had to. There was just so many things that it felt like it was always just a little bit of a push, like make sure you don't do too much. There's immediate hesitancy. Is that a word? There's immediate hesitancy about giving Caitlin Clark too much praise. They didn't want to give her too much praise. They didn't want to prop her up too much. We don't want to give her too much praise. We don't want to tweet about her too much. We don't want to post about her too much. We don't want to give her too much media coverage. Let's just make sure that everyone else is also happy.
While Caitlin was out there making golf history, the WNBA was nowhere to be seen. Not a single post, no tweets. Nothing. It's like they completely forgot about their soon-to-be superstar. Can you believe it? The hottest name in women's sports right now and the league she's about to join didn't say a word. This wasn't just a tiny slip-up. We're talking about a $100 million marketing mistake. That's how much buzz and attention the WNBA missed out on. Imagine all those potential new fans who could have been introduced to women's basketball. People who never watched a game in their lives were suddenly interested in a basketball player on a golf course. And the WNBA, crickets. You know who did notice? The fans. They were all over social media asking, where's the WNBA in all this? People were confused. They were looking for the league to say something, anything, about their future star making waves in another sport. But there was nothing but radio silence. This goes way beyond just Caitlin Clark. Think about all those potential new WNBA fans who were left hanging. The league had a golden opportunity to showcase their product to a whole new audience. People who might never have given women's basketball a second thought were suddenly paying attention. And what did they see from the WNBA? Absolutely nothing. The WNBA's silence here spoke volumes about their marketing strategy, or lack thereof. It's like they don't understand the power of cross-promotion or how to capitalize on a viral moment. In today's world of social media and instant news, you can't afford to miss opportunities like this. But hold on, because this story isn't over yet. The consequences of this fumble? They're bigger than you might think. We're not just talking about one missed opportunity. This could have ripple effects that change the game for women's basketball. Want to know how? Well, that's coming up next. You think Caitlin Clark's the only one watching this mess? Think again. There's a whole squad of future superstars eyeing the WNBA's every move. And what they're seeing? It's not pretty. We're talking about players who could change the game forever if they even decide to show up. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark anymore. It's about the future of women's basketball. Think about Paige Bueckers and Juju Watkins. These girls are the next big things in the WNBA, and they're not just athletes. They're full-on influencers. Paige Bueckers? She's got over 1 million Instagram followers. That's insane. And Juju Watkins? Her following is blowing up faster than you can say three-pointer. These players are more than just basketball stars. They're the kind of people who can make or break a brand with a single post. But here's the thing. The WNBA is not treating its stars right, and everyone's noticing. Young players are watching how the league handles its biggest names. And let me tell you, they're not liking what they see. Imagine you're a hot-shot college player. You've got offers from overseas leagues, endorsement deals, and 1 million followers hanging on your every word. Then you look at the WNBA and see them dropping the ball on promoting their stars. Are you going to be excited about joining that league? I don't think so. The WNBA is sending a message with their silence.